Welcome to the All Eight Podcast. I'm Adrian Pawat, alongside me, my co-host Angelo Petroso. Episode 31 and us is Bunna. And we promised the people Women's Month we're gonna bring some females onto the All Eight
Definitely,
Podcast show,
definitely.
and that's what we're doing today.
It's getting better.
It's getting better.
Here we go.
And weekend, think for me, my weekend was great. My weekend was great. All Blacks won, obviously.
The Springbok lost.
Unfortunately, Springbok's not pulling their weight. I think trying to focus too much on the All Blacks and not
my
focusing
word.
on the Wallabies.
Okay.
But it was a great weekend, and don't get me wrong, great weekend. I'm in Poland.
Ianland.
Poland is binne.
Ianland.
It is Poland.
This is what I said. I'm backing Boland all the way.
And I think it's a think Boland is I won't say punching above their weight. I think they are on that level now. And
100%.
with Coach Harvey's and having a plan in place. I mean,
think
the
the
game
caliber of
management. I think
players-
they taught the Springbok something that they was just supposed to do on Saturday. It's just game
100%
management.
Game management.
I think the Springboks could have easily just ran away with the game. I mean, being 22-0 up
Yes. First off.
and not capitalizing, because I mean they had opportunities to capitalize. I mean even the say in the 70th minute where Andre Esteze knocked the ball on and they turned over the ball, and so I think to Wallabies credit where credit is due.
100%.
But then and then we need to thank our people.
Always.
We
and
need to
forever.
thank our people for liking, sharing, and subscribing.
Here we go.
Because we here for you and you here for us. And
Feeling
in exciting news, we also have obviously a golf day coming up, but we're gonna talk a bit more about that at the end of the show.
100%.
But let's go to the main thing.
Business is business.
Business is business.
Here
and
we go. Talk about our guest.
who's our guest?
First female guest.
First female guest? Teacher.
Netball.
Uh-huh.
Coach.
Uh-huh.
All the way from Strand.
Huh?
Here we go. But don't forget, her roots.
Uh-huh.
Monty.
Mondiki.
Talk about it. Talk about it. None other than Kaylee Stewart.
Here we go. Welcome.
Thank you, guys.
Mrs. Stewart, welcome. So let's jump straight into it. Thank you for being on the All Eight podcast. First female on the All Eight podcast. So
What an honor, eh?
what the honor after
Here we
30 episodes.
Episodes.
Kaylee, firstly, who is Kaylee Stewart?
Kaylee Stewart is a girl from Strand. Most like to use the term eindelijk van die mondiekie af.
Yes. Thanks for
And
it.
I cannot forget about the support I get from that side. But it's actually my parents, my mom and my dad, both from Montetjie. And then I'm born, breed, Strand. So hulle sal sê die Strandhond. Ja, definitely.
Kaylee, how did it feel to be selected for the Western Cape Stings at the TNL 2024? What was your feeling and how did you experience it?
TNL will always be super special for me. I think it's a brilliant platform for netball. It's the highest you can reach at this point, besides going the next level, which is Proteas. TNL obviously represents the provinces. So for me, being able to represent my province every single year for the past few years has been such a privilege. It's a big honor for me to be there and being able to showcase my talent.
100%.
So after 5 years of experience, well, I won't say 5 years, well, probably more. How do you think you grew with netball? Because obviously you have other disciplines, you had your academia and things like that. But how did netball groom you as a person?
Well, I definitely learned a lot when it comes to discipline and time management. And this all comes basically from school days to university days, even now, having to juggle work and sport. if you don't have that, like, it really taught me a lot. Like, I had to know when to say no and when to say yes and just manage it all. When it comes to netball, a lot of values actually. The keep on working hard, the integrity, the discipline, as I mentioned. Like, there's a lot of values that basically got me driven through all of it.
100%. Kaylee, what motivates you when things is tough? Mentally, emotionally? Because we all are human. You
Yeah.
understand? And facing a lot of obstacles. What do you do when times is tough?
Well, with netball, I definitely had my fair share of um, roller coaster rides, if I can call it that. You find yourself quite often in that position. And I would say what gets me going in moments like that would be the heart and the passion.
100%.
So I always have to take myself back to the drawing board. Like, why am I doing this? And then, okay, regroup the thoughts, pull yourself towards yourself.
100%.
And then it all comes back to, oh, I don't want to, but let me go. I didn't work so hard for me to just leave it there. So the passion and the goals that goes with it, like, can I really leave it now just because? So yeah, as I mentioned, heart and passion, that really got me as to where I am.
And then Kaylee, if you look at you obviously as a player, now let's take a step further. You're obviously coaching now young females at Milnerton High School, and how did that influence you as a person? I mean, from a player to a coach, it's totally different world. How did that influence you as a person in general?
In general, I would say you take on a big responsibility with knowing that these little girls are looking up to you as a person. So the way, I always want to say, the step you take, the move you make, like, they follow it. So being that role model to them, it's actually a privilege to have that position. Just for the mere fact I get to guide them, lead them into not just the sport, netball, but actually just life in general. Like, I was a player myself, and I'm still a player myself, so I get to connect with them on that level as well.
Kaylee, except netball now, what inspired you to choose teaching?
Well, I've always had a passion. When I had to make the decision as to what I'm going to study, I actually wasn't too sure about it. But when I stepped into the profession, it basically just emphasized why I should be in this position. I think my main reason would be that I want to be that person to help guide other kids. Make it known to them that there's more to life than just the now and possible influences of friends and situations, may it be at home, may it be at school. There's more to life, and I think that purpose basically drives me in this
100%.
profession.
Kaylee, and then I wanted to talk about something because obviously there's in sport in general, people make it a career, and obviously with netball, do you think with regards to netball South Africa, do you think there is improvement that needs to be made in terms of maybe monetizing netball a bit more? Because obviously a lot of you guys that are playing have full-time jobs, and it's obviously tough on you guys because you're coaching at your school, for example, and then you must go from your school to training, and then you must go home and go make food. So do you think there's improvement that needs to be made from, say, Netball South Africa, and as well as the provincial setups and etc.?
I would definitely say yes. Not that they're not looking into it or trying, because they're already giving out more positions to be paid. But I think people forget that netball is actually a semi-professional sport. So for netball and the speed that it's growing at, they will definitely have to look after the players currently in it. I think everybody just want and expect the performance, but they forget about the behind the scenes that's actually happening from day to day, like you mentioned. Our days are full. I'm talking now provincial level. It's a long day, and to think I must perform at night at my best when I had so many things to deal with throughout the day.
100%.
I'm almost. No, I don't have a word for it.
So Kaylee, tell me, how did you manage to balance a high-level sport, coaching and studying at the same time? Because we all know the extramural activities at school, it's compulsory, all right? So for you, as you just said, for you to manage during the day, coming from a long day, 8 to 10 periods teaching, into sport, and you must give a lot of time for the personal life, for me, myself and I. How do you manage?
Like I mentioned before, something that's really key in this aspect of life is time management. Like, if I always laugh thinking back now. My English teacher always had this saying with, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
Yeah.
And then back in the day, we all thought about, what's man now talking about? But it actually makes sense, because if I don't plan my days, then I will be all over the place, losing myself possibly.
100%.
But managing that time of, yes, I can do that, but also having the discipline to saying yes to this, but no to that, or maybe let me squeeze this in to make time for, let me say, personal time.
100%.
Because you need all the aspects of life to balance it all.
Definitely.
And then Kaylee, who was the person who inspired you to let's say, get into sport?
That has always been a difficult one for me to answer, because for me, sport started, or netball started with family members, like all playing the sport, and like, you
100%.
must, you have to, whatever. And you hear about this one and how they did and that one. But to me, it actually took off when a teacher told, I started playing and then I stopped, and then by age 11, a teacher asked me, like, do you really not want to join us? Like, just come for training. And I actually started in a C team. And taking it from there onwards, she worked with me really well and got that spark going. And I realized, but I'm actually pretty good at it. And from there onwards, it actually just went upwards.
So Kayla, one last question from us. Working with a lot of girls, a lot of different girls with different cultures, different religions. So give them a word of encouragement or motivate them to being better in netball or doing better in education, because not all of us can be playing for the Stings, playing for SA Netball, but if the one thing we can do, we can up our education. That's for free. So it's just empower the youth.
I just want to actually say that when it comes to education and sport, I think the youth, they don't really get it. And that's where we as teachers get the power. They don't get the fact that they must use the one to enhance the other one.
Mm-hmm.
If I let me take sport, if you do well in your academics, you get to get bursaries, you get to go do further studies. But to do further studies and to get a degree or a certificate or whatever you go into, you need the academic part. So you need both of them. And for the youth out there, don't take it for granted, what you have now.
100%.
Use it. Don't just play around because your friends are busy playing around. Don't just go with the flow because everyone else is going with the flow. Find the purpose, find the goals, and chase them hard.
100%. All 8 family, that's Kaylee Stewart, all the way from Strand / Montague. Find the purpose, work for it. Come back and celebrate. Here we go. All 8 family, things that matter. Club rugby, results, Springboks, New Zealand. Alles van die lekker goed, man.
100%.
Talk about it. We dive straight into it. Into the Super League A, VDE beating UWC 21-15, expected?
Expected at home there, definitely.
Yes.
Expected.
Hamilton's beating UCT 15-5.
Yeah, I expected it to happen in Greenpoint.
In
definitely.
Greenpoint, ja. Oké. Kyle River. Joh, de pak van zijn leven gekry.
Ek sien jou stem het glad seer
Jo, ek
gekry.
my stem het glad hier gekry van hy skoon nie. 93 to 0.
Yes.
Falsby. Well done, Falsby.
At Kyle River.
At Kyle River, it's a difficult one.
Ja.
SK almost beating Matis 38-21. I think this is a really good one for them.
Good one for them.
And
But
I
it's
think
tough. It's tough. It's tough at the track.
100%, and I think they secured the place in the top 6, right? And it will be the first time in how many years that SK will be taking part in a qualifying stages. All the best to SK. I think they deserve it. 100%. Unimal losing against Villagers 26-12. I think I expected something bigger, but I think you played in the game, so I think you can give us some feedback.
I think
didn't
it
watch the
was
game.
overall. I think we just struggled to get going at first. We had opportunities, we didn't use the opportunities, and I think that's what hurt us. But overall, I think the boys, the fight back was great from us, and well done to the Villagers, Coach Ben and team for the win, and good luck to the knockouts.
So basically, based on your feedback, it was a good fight.
Good fight.
Good fight for Unimal, and luckily they stay in the league.
We convincingly we safe.
Safe,
Convincingly.
100%. Then we dive straight into the Super League B. Super League B, what an interesting league, because there's a lot of surprises, a lot of things happen, unexpected things. The way certain teams started and how they was concluding the season, exceptionally well, I guess. Let's start with Ahmadiyya's losing against CPUT 28-26. Bro, I don't know what's happening here, but I think Ahmadiyya's is busy throwing this one away.
Yeah, well, if you look at the beginning of the season, they were like the team to look out for, and,
Yes.
and then they just took a dip, and it just never stopped.
Then Kraaifontein beating Belha 43-27. I think that secure Kraaifontein's
No, definitely.
the spot for the top 6 and I think first on the lock or
First
second.
or second, I think.
But yeah, and NTK beat lose against Primrose 34-22. I expect
Primrose is doing well.
I expect-
and I think they one of the teams to look out for
the
in this
playoffs.
in this playoffs. Yeah,
100%. I expected a bit more from NTK because they're coming from a Super League A environment where they're facing bigger and better teams. But I thought they were going to be the bully sons in this league.
100%.
And then Vineyards losing against Gudu 29-26 is like the nail biter game, 3-point differ. But well done to Gudu. I think they're also in a good fight
100%.
and standing a chance to join the Super League A next year with Kraaifontein. But it's a difficult one to make.
Tough.
Difficult one. And Collisions beating Himlets.
Yeah, that was a tough one. I think
51-44.
They won the game in the last 2 minutes, I think.
Sure, but he has a lot of tries, eh? You look at the scores, 44-51. It's almost 95 points. It's a lot of...
in Mamre, it's tough.
In Mamre, it's tough. Well done to
the
Collisions. Winning in Mamre. Difficult conditions. 1 in, 1 out.
And then ends Super League C. This league is it's a tough league.
Who will be in the
It's a
Super League
tough-
B next
tough
year?
league,
Who will
tough
be in the
league.
Super League B
The
next
Rangers
year?
beating Busy Bees 58 points to 15. Delft losing out to Young Peoples with 1 point.
That's a nail
It's
biter,
a
eh?
good game. Caledonian Rovers 28 points to 16 against Strand United. Caledonian Rovers obviously struggling this season and getting a win
100%.
against Strand United. And then Pinyal Villagers beating Atlantis 34 points to 22. And I think this was a decider between the two teams. Who's going to end in the top 6 and
Top
then
6,
Pinyal
100%.
Villagers taking that one. And then ends we go to the Currie Cup results. Suzuki Griquas beating the Sharks at 26 points to 17.
Expected.
Then we had the Ailing Pumas beating losing to the Fidelity ADT Lions,
Just to slot in there
36
quickly.
points to 35.
I think the Currie Cup is also a roller coaster league because the one week a team is losing, the other week is winning, and it makes it difficult to say, okay, who is the controller here?
Yeah.
But it's really difficult
It's
to
tough.
make the decision.
It's tough currently, and but well, you can see by province results, they the ones that are struggling in this.
100%.
Toyota Cheetahs beating Western Province, the DHL's Western Province,
Expected more
31
from-
minutes to 24.
I expected more from Western Province this past weekend, but I think they also fight a good fight, but not hard enough.
Definitely not enough. And then obviously the highlight of the weekend, the Sanlam Boland Cavaliers beating the Blue Bulls 28 points to 20. It was packed.
In a
in
great
Wellington.
game, and I think Boland saved the whole South Africa for the weekend, right? Because of what happened, Drickers, Springboks, cricket. Overall, a sport weekend for South Africa is 4 out of 10. But on school, a 40% is a pass based on Boland's performance. So well done on Boland with a great performance, I guess.
And then obviously, unfortunately, I know you don't want to hear this, but South Africa against Australia, 22 points to 38. Now let's pause that there. Let's pause that there. And I think, like I mentioned last week, I don't think South Africa was supposed to focus too much on the All Blacks game, the
100%.
6th of September, because the Wallabies came, and you could see they got some type of belief in that second half, and once they put that foot down, it's just like everything, the bounce of the ball, it just went their way, and I think that. I think the Springboks could have controlled that game in that second half a bit more, better in terms of playing in the right areas, starving them from letting the Wallabies starve from ball, but also making crucial tackles that wasn't made.
Tackles, 100%. And I think great first half, started quite well, but for one or other reason, I think they took the foot off the pedal second half and think the game is secured. And I think the moment the Wallabies realized, okay, they're laid back now, so now we must play rugby. And for me personally, until the 80th minute, you must play full out the whole game. And I think this win, this loss for South Africa means a lot, and this win means for Australia a lot, because we know they went through a dip against the
British and
Irish Lions. And for the nation Australia, it's a good thing, man.
It was definitely a good thing, and that's good for Rugby Australia.
100%.
For pulling out that performance in the home of rugby in South Africa, Ellis Park.
100%.
It's tough up there in the IFL, but it looked almost like the Springboks were suffering, and they were like putting it into 6K in that second half.
100%.
And then Argentina losing out to the All Blacks 24 points to 41. And I think this was, in all honesty, yes, the All Blacks won, but it wasn't a convincing win for me.
I just want to say it now. I expected a more higher score because I expected the All Blacks to be more eager, more hungry. It seems like they just went through the motions, man. Finishing it off, execute, and
Yeah, I think that's what saved them in the game, because if you look at the score half time to ending the game off, I think the half time score was about 31 points to 10. The All Blacks cruising, but it never looked like they were in control of the game. It was just like
100%.
they took the opportunities when it mattered, and you could see in that in the first 10 minutes of the game, they took their chances. In the last 10 minutes, they took their 2 penalties, kick to line, Mold. Tokiawa scored 2 tries.
100%.
Overall, I think the All Blacks is lacking. The exit plays is also not that great.
100%.
I don't think we're exiting the best, and I think that's a work on them. And I think also like the backs are not striking. If Jordan don't do anything at the back, then they're not functioning. I think, in all honesty, I don't think Ricky Ioane should be picked. I think
the pipe.
I think they need to give other people opportunities, because he's not pulling weight for me personally. people may disagree with me, but I think he is not pulling weight.
100%. Then fixtures, the coming fixtures of the weekend. Championship fixtures, South Africa versus Australia. I'm going for South Africa this time again. Because not as my team, but I think they owe the land. They owe themselves. I think what a weak performance this past weekend in the second half. But South Africa all the way. We will discuss now the teams of the coming weekend of the South Africa team.
I'll go. I'll go Australia.
Go Australia. I beg you. Argentina versus the All Blacks. I think the All Blacks is going to be more eager this coming weekend and will be more in the Argentina's faces. But I'm not writing Argentina off.
Nah,
but
definitely you can't write it.
they gonna put up a show.
I'll go All Blacks.
All Blacks
by 10.
Me also more than 10. Then the Currie Cup features for the coming weekend. What a big one. Erling Pumas versus Sanlam Boland. And Boland is visiting Pumas, so difficult one. But I'm still backing Boland.
I'll go Boland also.
Boland. Hollywood Bets versus DHL Western Province.
Both struggling sides.
Yes.
I'll go Western Province.
Western Province as well. Then on Saturday, Toyota Cheetahs versus the Lions. Two cats in the jungle.
I'll go Cheetahs at home.
I will go Cheetahs as well. Vodacom Bulls versus Suzuki Griquas. I think Bulls, 100%. And that's our features for the weekend.
Let's just go through that Springbok team. I mean,
100%.
Rashi made 10 changes. And walk us through your team.
I think for me personally, let's start from the backs. I think for me personally, starting Willie straight back into the starting. I think we're talking about more experience,
yes.
controlling the game as you mentioned earlier, game management will be a crucial factor for South Africa this coming weekend. And the crowd management in terms of players, how they're adapting towards the crowd, because Cape Town is always overcrowded and sometimes overwhelming for certain players. Although it's a South African team to playing in Cape Town, but for me personally, I think Willie is a great choice. And then Caden Moody straight back into the start for South Africa. I think also a great opportunity to showcase his talent. But based on all the injuries, we don't have other choice. I will play Moody as well because at the moment he's our best choice.
Jesse Kriel as captain.
I think let's give him a chance again, but I will give it maybe to Damien or Colby or Pollard, a player who is more in charge of the game, knows more about the game, and have more caps.
I think overall I don't. He's a leader.
Yeah, 100%.
I think I would have handed the baton to somebody else.
100%.
And we have Damien on the inside center, obviously bringing physicality.
100%. I think we need it.
And distributing the ball very well.
100%.
Cheslin Colby back, X Factor.
100%.
Andre Pollard, kicker, and obviously knows where to play, which areas to play in. Grant Williams, quick.
100%.
Agility is doing exceptionally well and I think he's going to be the number one scrum half for the year for the Springboks.
100%.
Jean-Luc Dupree.
Number 8, I think it's a great choice to give him also an opportunity again to showcase his talent and to build up his experience towards the upcoming World Cup in 2 years' time and giving him more exposure on an international level. It will be great, but I backed him in this position for this coming match on Saturday.
And then Franco Mostert on the 7. We've seen it happen before.
Yeah, 100%.
Do I agree with it? To a certain
I do
extent?
agree with it because he's a workhorse.
To a certain extent, I will agree with it. Eskom on the 6th flank.
Well deserved.
Ruan Nokia and Ergie Snyman lock partners.
That's
definitely
a
a good combination.
100%.
But I would have went with Loa de Jager and Eben Etzebeth to start because Ergie Snyman is more impact,
Impact player is a
for me
starting player.
personally.
100%.
Then we had Auction Chair, Malcolm Marks and Thomas the Toy completing the front row.
100%.
Overall, and I think could be one of the best teams. Obviously, considering there's certain injuries in certain areas. But overall, I think that starting lineup is a strong
100%.
starting lineup. And so just walk us through the bench quick.
The bench, we're having a bomb squad again with 2 backline players. On 16 is Marnus van der Merwe, I think great. And then Venter also at number 17 and Wilco Lou 18. Ibn Etzebeth on 19. Lode Jager and Kwagga Smit we can use also as a center. So for me personally, it's actually 3 backline players because you can play wing and center.
100%.
Then we go with Kobus Reinach. Is one of the big players, and Sasa Feinberg, what an X factor as well of the game. And that's our team for the coming weekend. Springbok Boer. Here we go. That was our result and fixes for the coming weekend and the past weekend. So yeah, it's all 8.
It's gonna be an exciting weekend this weekend. Can't wait for this weekend. Kaylee, thank you once again for taking time out of your busy schedule. Pardon. We really appreciate you being on the All Eight Podcast, episode 31,
100%.
and first female on the show. So
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure being here.
100%. I really appreciate you, Kaylee.
And then, Ange, we need to thank our sponsors. We need to thank
100%.
FLM Attorneys, SSA Custom Designs, and Pitsa Boltong.
Talk about it.
So please, if you need any legal advice, any custom-made water bottles, and obviously, I'd say Pitsa Chili Bites, Pitsa Droewors, Pitsa Boltong wil hê.
Stop it. I love it. Oh my word.
Skakel hom asseblief.
Talk about it.
And once again, it was a great episode
Wonderful.
with our first female athlete.
100% more to come.
More to come.
Here we go.
And we just want them to do 3 things.
Guys, it's simple. Keep it simple. Huh? Like.
Share.
And subscribe.
Here we go.